How many of you have heard of, while we're talking about contraception, how many of you have heard of Margaret Sanger? Margaret Sanger was a white racist who wanted to invent some form of contraception so that blacks could not reproduce. She wanted to get rid of what she called undesirable people in the United States. So she laid out some of her money and she gathered some other people who were just as prejudiced as her. They got together, they formed what is now Planned Parenthood with the single intention of contracepting all the non-white races, and it turned into, if they get pregnant, abort them. Because we simply don't want people around who have non-white skin. Go on the internet, write down her name, Margaret Sanger, S-A-N-G-E-R, Margaret Sanger, and start reading about her fondness for people of your color. Couldn't stand people who weren't white. The entire eugenics programs that began in the United States were formed to wipe out people and get rid of them who were not white. And the Nazis didn't come up with eugenics. They got their ideas on this from reading the works in America. They brought it over to Germany, and with their German efficiency in engineering, they developed a really fast killing machine. But for the 6 million Jews and non-Aryans that were killed by the Nazis, almost 60 million children in the United States have been aborted. And all you have to do is look at the statistics to figure out who the real targets are. Now, they'll kill anyone. Planned Parenthood will kill anyone. They've never met a fetus they don't want to kill, because it means $600 or $700 in their pocket. And if the baby is developed into that third trimester, well, they charge you $2,000, $3,000 to kill that little person. But when you sit and see all of the stuff going on, the black population in the United States is about, depending on which year you look at the numbers, is about 12%. So about 1 out of every 8 people in the United States is black. I don't want to say African American, because there's lots of people in the United States who are black who aren't from Africa, but are black. 1 out of 8. But get this, it should work out, right, because you're dealing with these huge numbers, it should work out that the percentage of babies being aborted is about the same per the percentage of that race to the population. So you would figure that if 12% of the US population is black, then about 12% of the abortions would be black children. And if the population of the United States is 56, I think it is now, 58, something like that, 76 or something percent white, then about 76% of the abortions would be on white children. Then, if that's the case, why is it that 12% of the US population is black, and yet 35% of the abortions are black children? Because they put them in poor neighborhoods, they put them on the boundaries of poor neighborhoods, and they advertise like mad. And they encourage this so they can get rich. They've done much better than Margaret Sanger could ever even begun to imagine. All she was interested in at first was simply wiping out non-whites and getting rid of them. Somebody else came along right after her and figured out, hey, we can wipe them out and get rich in the process. So let's do both. When the United States comes trotting over to Nigeria or any other African nations or the Philippines and starts talking about, we want to help you, you cross out that word help and stick in the words get rich killing you. Because that's what's going on.